So I'm going to give you 3 tips to improve your backhand. First tip is, with your right arm, you're going to keep it straight throughout the whole of the shot until after contact. After contact, then you can bend that right arm as we come through. Okay, the left hand is going to be putting the shape on the shot. The right arm is going to stay consistent with that nice straight arm. It's just a guide. It also does one other thing really importantly, is it turns our shoulders. If I had a bent elbow, you can see I can take my racket back without really turning my shoulders, but if I straighten this arm, I get that shoulder turn. Now the best way to get into that straight arm position is to start in that straight arm position. In our ready position, if you start in your backhand grip and you have your arm straight, then all you have to do to get into your backhand is bend the left arm to take it back whilst keeping that right arm straight. The ones where you keep your arm straight, it's like that racket's always the same distance away from you, and you can rely on that contact point. If you bend that arm, you could contact it here, you can contact it there. It's variable, so when you keep that locked, so it's always the same position from us, and then rely on our footwork to get ourselves in the same position relative to the ball each time. Okay, so we've locked that arm out through the shot. The second point is going to be taking that racket back earlier. Okay, so as soon as your opponent connects with the ball, you need to be taking that racket back. Okay, but we also need to take it back slowly or smoothly, because if we take it back quickly and then stop, it's a bit jarring on the stroke. We lose our rhythm and our timing. It's a really simple one, is taking that racket back early. But it's probably the most important thing, because the higher level you come against, the earlier you're going to need to take that racket back. And you'll see a lot of intermediate players, they'll take the racket back as the ball bounces. And you want to be trying to take that racket back before it goes over the net. Okay, now the difficult thing is compartmentalizing the body, so separating the upper body and the lower body, because you need to be able to do the unit turn at the top with the shoulders, straight arm, nice and early, and then move into position whilst doing the backswing. Okay, so it's quite difficult to separate that, and what you'll see a lot of the time is people will get to the ball and then they'll take their racket back and hit, and then that's too late. The third tip is, we've got that arm straight, done the unit turn nice and early. Now we're going to take that racket back with the left arm. I'm going to pull it back by bending this elbow. Now you see it lifts the racket up. Now if I straighten my left arm, that's going to drop the racket, and this is the drop. Okay, so the third tip is the drop. We take it back, we drop the racket, and then we come through and pull up. Okay, so that's going to give us the shape, because we need to get that racket below the ball so that we can come up and hit topspin. Okay, if we were, a common issue is taking that racket up and then trying to go straight from there, and the issue is from here you're going to end up putting it in the net, maybe even putting some backspin on it. It feels really awkward. Make sure that when you go forwards, you've straightened both arms out, ready to contact. We've gone through the preparation of the shot. We need now to come to the contact point. Now through contact, so you've gone through the racket drop and now you're turning your shoulders, you have a habit of pushing the racket forwards to connect. But actually what you want to do is lift your wrists up. Okay, so lift the racket up and you'll find that you finish nice and high. Don't go forwards with the wrists, pull up with the wrists. And it's really going to be the left hand which is doing the pulling, because that right arm is straight through contact. If you pull that left arm up, that's going to bring the racket up. And what I should see is you should finish a bit higher, because at the moment you're pushing forwards and that ends up finishing down here as you push I want you to pull. You know, I think because you're left eye dominant, right? And when you lock that arm out, you end up taking your left eye off the ball. So you're probably not seeing it properly. So what you need to be doing is getting into more of an open stance with your shot, and then still getting the unit turn. Okay, because if you're coming across and closing it off, you won't be able to see the ball if you've got a straight arm. And I think this is why you're favouring a bent elbow, so you can keep your left eye on the ball. Okay, so it's all about your footwork now, getting into a position where at the very least you're neutral, preferably slightly open, but never semi-closed. Okay, you could even try hitting a few of these in the open stance position. You're gonna have to work extra hard to get that unit turn. Okay, these are nice. The last thing I want to go over is your body weight. Now, yeah, I want you to try and get that shot in front of you. If you can be leaning forwards with your torso, then you're going to be able to get more power behind the shot. It's quite easy because you take the racket back, it throws the body back, and we need to counter this and throw our body weight forwards into the shot. So if your hips and your body weight is right in the middle, try and get it just slightly in front of you. And then with your core stability, push forwards at the same time as rotating forwards. Okay, gonna have your backhand grip, so 2 hands on the grip, right arm straight, shape with the left. So your ready position needs to be your backhand grip with straight arms.